because I think it's really neat. I think that it's an example of what happens when you build a architecture out of something that works on a massive scale, and then give the keys to basically your user base to kind of the snake eating its own tail to create the content that it will digest itself. The whole concept is fascinating, and all the way back when I was in college, I was very interested in. My major was mass media. I went the radio route, but I didn't have an emphasis. They still do emphases in college. I had an emphasis in media, broadcasting film. I really wanted to work on the production side in either, grip work or not necessarily feature films. I never really thought that far ahead, and I didn't get that deep into the deal before I wasn't thinking about it at all anymore. But I've always had the interest, even before YouTube existed. But never really had the face for it. Never really had the personality to be in front of a camera. I'm not comfortable. I've never been comfortable in front of a camera, especially now with, we'll go in, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. We'll go into some of the things that currently make me uncomfortable being in front of a camera. But so I've tried several times to start channels that in one way or another kind of showcased my life, what I do, the things I know, the things that you do on YouTube to share your experiences. And I was never able to be consistent enough with it for it to ever get any traction, and I was never confident enough in doing the work and recording the material and making the content to have the motivation to move forward with it, regardless of whether or not the content was watched. So recently, I'm not a good storyteller either, apparently, because of jumping back and forth. Anyway, recently, as everybody, I've been just consumed with everything going on with artificial intelligence and our blind march towards whatever that will become. And I've always had a interest in technology. 25 years background working with computers, working with I was a web developer for about a decade professionally for a large tourism ad agency. I have a history. A big part of who I am is tech and understanding tech and understanding how it plays a role in people's lives, both on the scales that they are cognizant of and on scales that they are completely oblivious to. And so as AGI started to, become more and more pushed towards the front of things, I wanted to know how it all works, under the hood type stuff. So I started researching, started digesting and processing information and stories of what was going on, and came upon this. It's new to me. It may not be new to you, or it may not be new at all. I don't know. But faceless YouTube channels, and man, my brain lit up. I was like, I could do a Facebook channel, a YouTube channel that potentially I don't have to be visible in, that you could still maybe achieve my original goal of just wanting to experience that process. I'm a data junkie. I want to see what it's like to have a bunch of data to chew on and to try and navigate your next move based on data. That is just that sounds like such a good time to me. And so I figured I would combine the two interests. I have the interest in artificial intelligence, and I have the interest in video content. Why not make a faceless YouTube channel about AI? So I did. And when I say I did, it's not like it happened a long time ago. The channel's maybe 2 weeks old, but in 2 weeks I've been able to, and it's an interesting dichotomy the way that it's done. I've been able to use AI to create the content about AI that I'm publishing. And, granted, I refuse to sink a bunch of money into it off the bat. I'm 45, I'll be 46 this year. About 3 years ago, I got a couple of really bad infections in my lower extremities and ended up losing my legs below the knees on both sides at 45. Well, not then, I was 41 then, but so obviously life changed. I was a business owner. I had a successful production company where I did sound and lights for live events. Loved my job, loved what I did, loved the people I worked with, loved the thing that I had built. It was mine, and it was good, and it worked, and it supported me, and it supported my family, and it gave me the opportunity to experience some things that most folks will never get to experience. And it was about 10 years old whenever I got sick, and by the time I got out of the hospital and recovered, it was dead. It was dead. The things that I still am able to do now in that industry are echoes at best of what I was able to do before. And the money that I lost going into the hospital, and then the money that I have lost since that I've never been one to do things in a traditional way. I don't go to banks for loans to bootstrap projects to make money. Now I have an idea and I grind. I grind on it. And historically I have just, if I convinced myself of something, I would bleed until it either happened or I was convinced it was a failure. And with the lighting and sound company, it was not a failure. And I grinded on that for nearly a decade before it got traction. But I did it with no debt. I did it in another video. I'll go into all that, and I'll talk all about I can talk about it for hours and you'll be so bored. But I lost it all. And I'm not saying that so that you'll feel sorry for me. I'm saying that to kind of explain where I am at this stage in my life and why I will sound so disheveled. I'll sound like I don't have a clear direction on anything, because I don't, because I had one, and I had the ways and things that I'm thinking and feeling now are things that I thought I had settled in my early 30s. This is how I felt when I was still searching for something new to do, or for what I was going to do with my life that was not going to be the 9 to 5, the thing that was going to get me out of the web development environment that was just miserable to be in, and the thing that was going to allow me to have that one shot in your life, stand on your own work and be able to really manifest a reality for yourself that is something that you control. And so I got sick and became disabled and couldn't do the labor. I can't do that labor anymore. It's a very labor intensive industry to be in. I still have the skill set, of course. They didn't amputate my brain, and I still have the desire and the passion for it, but it's the implementation side of it that is difficult. And I do what I can, and I still do 6 to 10 gigs a month, and those gigs are small, and I love all of them, and they are tailored for my abilities to interact with the venues, and it's great, and the people are wonderful, and I love it, and it still lets me scratch that itch enough to where I don't sit around lamenting the loss of that. Now, do I still wish I was on the road carrying 30-foot trailers with tens of thousands of pounds of gear to faraway places in the middle of nowhere with generators, and yes, I miss it terribly. I think about it every day. But it's not a source of depression. But what it has done is it's left me with a void, with a need to apply myself to a thing that has both the ability to potentially grow and to potentially grow to a point that it outgrows me and becomes something that I participate in more than something that I am building, and something that can give me that workflow, flow state feeling of being in that spot where you're locked in, and you know that where you are is where you're supposed to be, and you're doing what you're good at. And I really wish that was YouTube, and it might not be, and it might, talking to myself now in this video, it might be time for me to hang this up and that's a hard thing to do. I've had to do that with so many projects. In fact, I've had to do that with all but one project ever in my life. And a lot of entrepreneurs are the same way. You only have to succeed once, and everything else is a failure. So that means that you always fail until the one time you don't. And maybe that's where I need to go with this, is maybe it's time for this not to be the thing. Plasticity is not there anymore when you're not a kid. So I've got about 30 videos up right now. I release a video every day. I've tried to get in that routine. And as we move forward with this, I'll explain to you the process and how I do it. And, some of you are not going to like the process when I explain it. Some of you are going to think that it's probably a pretty ingenious way of doing it. It doesn't breach any terms of service. It doesn't compromise me ethically. It doesn't do any of those things. It's the same way storytelling has worked in the world since the beginning of storytelling time. But it's also probably the reason why I'm not getting a lot of traction. So we're going to sidestep the quit YouTube realization a little bit. Just keep on trucking. I need to do something that will. Right now, I don't think the videos are holding people's attention. I think that maybe my thumbnails suck. I thought they were good, and I've been attempting this many times over the past several years, and one would think that after that amount of time, maybe you develop a skill set. I've been in the design world before. I'm not horrible at design, and I've got AI to help me, so they should be stellar. And they might be. I don't know. I don't have enough metrics data and analytical data to tell me otherwise. There is some A/B testing abilities within YouTube Studio, but then I got to make 2 thumbnails. Then we're talking work, and I really am bad about putting effort in front of something that I'm not sold on, that hasn't showed me that there might be something to be sold on. So I'm struggling there too. Really, this is just me crying about the fact that it's hard to do good work, and I want to do good work with little effort and just reap the rewards. And I don't think that's wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I want to be successful and do nothing accept the things I want to do, and I want the things I want to do to be the things that make me successful because I want to do them, and I'm the best at the things I want to do. I was reading last week in a journal and came across the definition of that exact syndrome, and it's called "you crazy." And I know it don't work that way, and I keep convincing myself every time I try that this is you're doing the work this time. And I might be doing the work to actually make content and upload it, going through the process. But at the end of the day, I'm still not doing that work. And I think what we are stumbling on now is I don't think I believe that I could. I don't think that I believe that I have within me both the skill and the raw materials to generate the content that would maybe do the things that I'm wanting to do. So I fall back on a habit of half-assing under delusional premise that my half-assedness, when compared to the half-assedness of the rest of the world, is whole-assness. That I'm smart enough to be half-assed and still be just as good as people that are being whole-assed. And again, I am obviously out of my mind. Weird. That can't be true. I'll talk about that again. Whew. All right, so I have no idea how long I've been talking. I have no idea. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this content, I'm going to edit it gently, meaning I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to load it into CapCut. By the way, not a sponsor, but CapCut has changed my life when it comes to video editing. I have tried software before to edit other crappy video, and it was always so convoluted and complicated and stuff everywhere. I just wanted something simple. CapCut has got it going on. It's cheap, and they've got a whole suite of stuff. I find things all the time that I didn't even know that I was paying for. But from the thumbnails to they've got some AI baked in there. The voiceovers, all of it is in there, and some of it is not so good. But there are some parts of it that are phenomenal. Mainly the video editor, and now that there's an installable PC version where you don't have to upload, and that's never made sense to me either. Services like video rendering services or audio manipulation services that force you to upload the raw content and then download the edited content, that's a lot of bandwidth, man, especially if you're really moving some data, and most of us don't have just fantastic upload speeds. So it's a lot of waiting for those apps. But anyway, they've got the standalone app on the desktop now, and man, if you just want to take some clips and add some music and do the basics, you can do it quick, and it look and sound good. It upscales like a mofo. You can take a 720p and make it 2K, and it looks great. Same with the images. The audio extraction, look, I'm turning into a CapCut commercial. The audio extraction is magical. I know how they're doing it with the technology to do it, but just seeing it in action is wild. I've taken video that I have recorded in my car going down the freeway at 80 miles an hour and talking like I'm talking to you right now, and it comes out sounding like I was sitting in a studio. It sounds overdubbed. It's so clean. It's able to take away so much of the road noise and the sound of the air conditioner running. It's fantastic. So yeah, if you're looking for video or photo stuff, just check them out. It's good stuff. You know what? They sent me a link last week to be an affiliate marketer for them or whatever. Maybe I can score some free CapCut. I'll put links in the description. Maybe that would take work. So yeah, I'm gonna start recording myself when I have these thoughts, because otherwise I will sit here in this room and basically do the same thing I'm doing now and just talk to myself. And this, if I do it this way, and I show this up to my personal channel, maybe just knowing that the thoughts exist in the real world will maybe coerce me into taking steps in a different direction this time. Especially at this point in my life, the losses hurt more, the failures hurt more, because I know that I'm now playing in a ball game that has a narrower set of boundaries. I know that I'm playing in a ball game with a shorter period of time left on the clock, and I know that I'm playing in a ball game that I may not be the best at the position I'm in. So I'm already behind the 8 ball as far as finding that which I can allow myself to be consumed by again, because we all need that. And if I don't find it in something that I can do in a healthy way, that I can, it's sort of like addiction. I've heard a addiction studies person, what are they called? Researcher, whatever. I heard somebody talking once about how addiction is never about with addiction, it never is about curing the addiction. There's nothing to cure. It's a behavioral core programming that is baked into your soul. You are an addictive when you have that trait. And if I sound like I'm saying this out of experience, I am. It's not about curing the addiction, this person said. They said that because if you chase that, it's a fallacy and you will fail every time and you'll end up back where you started in relapse. So the idea is to harness it, to take all the traits that are attributed to addiction and apply them to something that doesn't kill you. To apply them, a lot of people apply them to religion. A lot of people apply them to exercise or gardening or reading books or cleaning the house or, walking dogs for their neighbors. Anything that you can become consumed with, that you can pour that energy into, that will give you some sort of satisfaction, but not, kill your kidneys, liver, spleen, make you need Narcan, all the good stuff. So I've got to find that again. And I had it before, and it's a wonderful feeling to be enveloped by the thing that also takes care of you, instead of being enveloped by the thing that wants to kill you. So I've tried not being entrepreneurial, not being self-imposed. For a while, those women have ruined so many beautiful relationships by trying to make that person the object of my consummation. Nobody likes that. Weird, right? I mean, nobody. And you take 10 people from 10 different parts of the world, 10 women from 10 different parts of the world with 10 different experiences and backgrounds and 10 different lives, and run them through the Jason filter. And I stopped doing this a long time ago because I was hurting people. But after they're done with the Jason filter, they're all the same woman. Angry, scared of relationships, resentful, hateful, my benevolent influence in their life. And I don't talk to any of them. I don't have, except for my child's mother, and that's because I'm the father of her child. And yeah. And in 2 years, the kid will be 18. It's a toss-up now if she'll ever speak to me again after that point. So yeah, we'll see. So I'm currently not dating. I'm currently not looking. So stay out of my inbox. YouTube doesn't have an inbox. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm probably going to do this pretty often, and if you get hoodwinked into watching them, I apologize in advance for the confusion. This being good content, but this is what I got right now. This is all I can do, and this is within the scope of the things that I'm having to deal with in order just to stay healthy enough to move about the world. This is the energy I have, and who knows how long this will last. So I'm trying to use it while I can. Don't like, don't subscribe, and don't follow this channel. It's not going to get better. It's totally going to get better. This side is intentionally not going to get better. I am not going to do anything to polish the rough edges of me for this. I bought the GoPro. It's like a 6-year-old GoPro, so it's not like I spent any money on it. Yeah, but GoPro got a chest harness from our friends in the People's Republic of China. Ride motorcycles. That's probably the coolest thing about me. I ain't got no legs, and I ride motorcycles every day. I ride a bike. It is every day, as often as I can, every day. So I wanted to get the chest harness to film some of the motorcycle riding because content. And so I'm going to try and pick this up as more than me just sitting in front of a vanilla wall in a room that you can't see the surroundings of, and a house that you don't know where I'm at, doing things that you don't know. I'm going to try to maybe start carrying you with me, showing you parts of my life that aren't the pretty parts, aren't the parts that one would regularly want to show the world. I don't care who sees what. I'm just too lazy to have done it until now. And the only reason I'm doing it now is because I'm frustrated, and I'm hoping that by implementing the cathartic nature of what I'm talking about, maybe it is that I'm able to juxtapose a bit of clarity into an otherwise murky situation, thus bringing me back to the point that I told you I'm trying to get to, where I can relax about my life. Because right now I feel really lost. Right now I feel really disjointed. I feel really outside of the world. I feel like I am less an observer and more of a passerby. And I'm tired of opportunity being given to me because of things I did years ago, or because of things that happened to me. I'm ready to get back to a point where opportunity finds me, because I create an environment in my life that promotes the development of opportunity, the perception of opportunity, promotes the sight of opportunity. And maybe able to pick opportunity out of the world again. And I think I've got at least one more shot at that. I just don't have any idea how to generate that momentum when all of the interests that I have are based on a life that I don't live anymore. So there's that. I can't go back to that. It's not like I'm building towards a return to a previous version of my circumstances. Things are finite. I am what I am, and things that have been done are done, and I have to accept that, and I have to either accept it and sit down, or I have to accept it and get to work, because time is of the essence. We are in a situation. The flesh is decaying, and if I don't utilize the moments that I have left that I can still continue to be productive and relevant, it's going to slip away so quick. And I'm going to be left alone, angry, jaded, and bitter, which I was probably heading for anyway, let's be honest. But I really was fighting against it then, and I would like to fight against it again. So, I don't even want to say thank you for watching, because why did you? I don't know why you would. I need 4,000 hours. I need 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, and then I can get like 28 cents a month off YouTube, and then I can say I monetized off YouTube, and that's the thing I could say I did. Every day, night, day, week, month. Have a good time. I'll talk to you soon. That I can't promise you.